Welcome back to Dr. Sam in the City. Dr. Emma and I are talking about acne support products today. Now, we did this video a while ago, and there have been a lot of questions recently about what moisturisers are suitable for acne-prone skin, oily combination skin, sensitive acne-prone skin. So we thought we'd just kind of do a roundup of moisturisers we find useful, both at the more affordable end and some that are slightly more cosmetically elegant, perhaps at the higher end. Now, do you have a favourite for daytime? Because I often think there's a moisturiser for daytime, and sometimes you need a different one for nighttime, depending on what acne treatments you're using at the time.
Yeah, I think so, and depending on the time of year and your skin, all sorts of other things. I don't have one particular favourite moisturiser because actually I think people respond so differently to different things. So I think the whole grouping issue is a good place to start.
Yeah.
I like the Avène stuff. I think that's a great range. So this is Tolérance, the emulsion, which you can get it in a slightly richer version. But actually this is great for under makeup. I think it doesn't make makeup slide off, and it's just very cosmetically sort of acceptable. So I quite like this.
Yeah, and it absorbs nicely. I think that's it, isn't it? It's about not being sticky, and sometimes too much comes out. I've said this before, it is the one failing of this sterile cosmetic packaging, isn't it? You get enough to moisturise almost your whole body.
But spend the rest of the video trying to
it's quite a generous
sized
bottle tube.
And look how quickly it sinks in. It's like magic.
No, but I think, yes, this Tolérance Extreme range is a great one, I think particularly for the sensitive acneic skin, because people are often really scared of moisturiser, and I think for some, just using irritants like fragrance or the wrong preservative for your skin type can be enough, not just to make you irritable, red and dry, but also to make you break out. So I always go to this range, the Tolérance Extreme range, or indeed the Recovery Cream, which is the same kind of packaging and perhaps a little bit richer, from Avène in that particular instance.
I think it is so. I think it makes the difference between a really good acne regime and one that people just can't tolerate. Actually, so although we might be talking about what moisturiser to use, it may not seem like a really big thing. Actually, I think that makes such a big difference, being able to stick to your acne regime, because it is quite difficult, particularly in the first few weeks. So choosing carefully is really
basics, like a capsule wardrobe. No, it's very true, and I think there is a lot of moisturiser fear out there. People can literally, they'll come in, I know I need it, I mean even just as a basis of a good anti-aging regime, but I'm terrified because everything makes me break out. So I think that one's good for building the trust again, wouldn't you say?
I think we need to come up with a term, like, I don't know, moisture phobia or something. I think we've got something here.
There you go.
We've got it.
Now, coming on to alternatives, sort of, again, it's hard to get away from how useful the French pharmacy brands are in this instance. I like this one from Bioderma, the Sébium range. It's the green bottles, people. Sometimes it's easier to remember the colour of Bioderma than it is the particular name of the range, but this was the Moisturising Compensating Care for Acne-Prone Skin. Now, I find this to be quite good for those who are really concerned about oiliness and shine.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's got a bit of oomph, but it doesn't tend to leave much in the way of greasy residue behind it all. So it's a good daytime moisturiser for people who just need a little support, but not a lot. Don't want moisturiser that's going to leave a lot of shine behind. The kind of person who's really worried about their makeup disappearing by midday because they tend to get quite a lot of oiliness in the combination T-zone type thing. But yeah, absorbs really quickly, as you can see. So, and not sticky, not tacky.
Particularly if you don't put half the bottle on your hand. I think the one thing about French pharmacy brands is that a lot of them look quite similar and sound quite similar, so they have lots of different products within each range. And there's one that looks and sounds quite similar to this that also has some actives in it. So just be careful that you are picking the one that's for moisturising compensating care.
It's very true, actually. Yeah, moisturising compensating care, no actives in that one. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to mention Hydra again. I know we get a little
bit of cult classic.
Get a little bit of grief for mentioning the same things over and over again, but I personally find it hard to go past this one, and I'm still slightly acne prone, and I'm still, you know, quite
The
combination.
same with the spots. What are you
Oh, I had
talking
2
about?
stress spots from the
Did
move.
you?
Oh my goodness, the move.
I've never seen her with a spot.
I
and I've known her for a long time.
survived, but by the day after the move finally happened, and I have to say a big thank you to Celia for making it as smooth as it could be. I mean, social media assistant, became all-round Girl Scout, helped with everything. She was awesome. But yeah, so I got 2 big spots here. I know, I had a barbecue yesterday. It's that thing of being in daylight and a bumpiness. So, but yeah, this enables me to use the kind of spot treatments that I would like to use whilst
really good.
also being great under my makeup.
I think it's the shea butter.
People are scared of shea butter.
I know, but I think perhaps that's something that we'll do at later dates about what is
Yeah.
comedogenic and what's not comedogenic, because it's actually quite hard to tell sometimes. So I think that's for a later one.
And I do think there is a bit of idiosyncraticness
Yes.
too. That things
Idiosyncrasia.
that will work for most people will still break out the odd person.
Yeah, of
and,
course, of course.
But yeah, yeah, the shea butter thing, I don't understand it. Certainly, I find it to be the basis of that moisturiser, and that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Night creams.
Nighttime. I think sometimes you can relax a bit, can't you, with the formulation and just use what you need and not worry too much then about the cosmetic finish.
Exactly.
Just turn the lighting down in the bedroom. You got a bit of shine on.
Most of us don't go to bed in makeup, and that's the big thing, isn't it? I mean, sometimes,
actually,
the odd time.
I know. But yeah, so you want to basically just use whatever facilitates, if you're acne prone, your retinoid.
Exactly.
Let's face it, unless you're trying to conceive or actively are pregnant, you're going to be using a retinoid.
Yeah.
So you want to use whatever enables you to get your desired dose of your retinoid. You don't want to be like being, you know, kind of pinching.
No, because you're worried about dryness. You want to just intensify the hydration. I do think this is a very good all-rounder. I'm too scared to put anything on my hands anymore. So I'm touching these creams.
No, Tolerian Ultra. So it's a La Roche-Posay Tolerian range. I've really, you know, I got this sent to me, and I don't know, for some reason I thought it was going to be really light and flimsy.
Did you?
Harmless but flimsy, and actually no, I used that on a flight recently, and
it's this also comes in a fluid form, which is much lighter.
That's what I was confusing
but the Tolerian Ultra, I think, is a really good, rich moisturiser. And small bottles, you can see you've used this tube to death.
Yeah, that was that Orlando flight. Yeah. So yeah, I was a bit crisp at the other end, I admit it. So yeah, that was really good. So I think these are 2 good options, aren't they, for those who have the sensitive acne-prone skin? Because I think that's a nightmare, isn't it? You really start to second-guess yourself all the time whenever you're acne-prone and sensitive.
But it's so common. I think it's far more common than that really...
super duper oily, yes, particularly by the time you've reached your 30s.
Which we haven't yet.
Just starts to be a little more fickle. You're just a high achiever, aren't you? Right, and then finally, medical barrier cream from Epion's. I did mention this in my last acne supports video. I think this is great. Really supportive, really nourishing. Boys quite like this, actually. So the sort of drier skin.
Quite like the Epion's
I think it's quite good, isn't it? It's really quite, I was going to say asexual, but it's
masculine packaging.
It's just, you know, quite neutral.
Yes.
And it's generous sized package, and boys do sometimes tend to just go boom. So it goes a bit further than some of these smaller products. But, you know, they're just a bit more generous. You know how if your husband is using your cream, it's gone in like 3 applications.
I tried to get him some Tolerian, and he used it within about a second, so I had to find something different.
Yes, mine was using this too recently. Right, so I think that's a good roundup of moisturisers. I know that I've got 2 or 3 of these on my bathroom shelf at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
I think that's good.
So I think that's a moisturiser that will suit most skin types who are acne prone. Hope that was helpful. Bye for now.